Welcome to the America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry, powered by the American Business Podcast. We are the voice and platform of American businesses for success in this age of AI. We are welcoming you. We are inclusive as America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Join us. From solo entrepreneur to Fortune 500 companies, there is something for every single business at AVCCI, America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We have committees, we have clubs such as Business Book Club, Public Speakers Club, and we are fully integrated with the American Business Podcast. It means visibility for your business, for your profession, publicity for your activities, for your company is built in with the membership of AVCCI. Join us and let's grow this business community together. At AVCCI, you can connect, educate, collaborate, and more importantly, build business relationships to grow your business in this age of AI. Thank you for your support and visit our website at avcci.us to learn more and be a member. Join us and let's grow this community together. Thank you.
I'm the president and CEO of EDI Options. We're based here on Long Island in Mineola. 35 years I've been running this business. We help companies make connections with their retail partners. So my customer, my choice customer, is a vendor to a retailer, somebody who's selling a product to Macy's or Kohl's or JCPenney. And in the retail world, if you're doing that kind of business, you need me or somebody like me in order to conduct business. So that's what I do, and that's what I've been doing, like I said, for the last 35 years. So, Tony, would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
So I'm Tony Lucidi. I am the CEO of Lucidi Technical Solutions. We're a small consulting company, basically fractional CIO work, where I help companies understand better how to currently utilize their current tech stack, but also try to help them grow in their technology stack. Most of the companies here on the island, things like full CFOs and CIOs are very uncommon in small to medium businesses. So there is the opportunity there to help them using fractional CIO work. I'm also the co-director of the committee as well.
Let's Adam, why don't you get us started?
Sure. So I was the executive vice president to GoDaddy, from a startup to a multi-billion-dollar company. I was there for about 12 years. Then I did some work with a Howard Schultz funded company where he gave us $200 million to build a company for him out in Houston. I do a lot with AI. I use over 200 tools. I help people optimize and build high-end or professional websites for small, medium, and large businesses that get seen and get in ChatGPT and optimized 5 different ways. So I also run the special needs directory, which we just set up about 2.5 months ago. It's called specialneeds.help. Started with a fresh domain, and now it's at 350,000 people a month. It's going to be 1 million in September. And the last thing is I own 30,000 domains and websites, so I keep pretty busy.
Wow. So it looks like we got a lot to learn from you. Excellent. Nice to meet you. Thank you, Adam.
Nice to meet you.
Bill, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. Bill Miller, about 59 years in technology, 35 years at the senior level. I'm an author now. I have 2 books. I'm in the book club. I was featured the first week as an author in the book club. And I've been on Kevin's podcast, so you can learn more about my background there. These days, I'm semi-retired. However, I have a couple of companies, a consulting company that I founded in 2011, and found a couple of clients from there that I worked full time for a while. All of my work is in the technology area, except I have some clients now where I'm a CEO advisor, first time CEOs and founders. And I created a new system that I've launched about a month, 6 weeks ago, something like that, called the CEO Navigator. I like to help first-time CEOs and founders who uh, help them eliminate their blind spots, improve their judgment, things like that. And those of you who have been around for a long time, uh, 20, 30 years, and you were a first-time CEO at one point in time, you remember what it was like. So I
That's for sure.
try to help those people, and more or less, I give back a lot. Uh, I'm a technology nerd since I was in the seventh grade, which goes back to, my God, the 60s or so, 50, late 50s, I guess, maybe in the 50s. And so I've been around that long and love stuff, love being in these meetings, even though I'm not super active, but I am
You're
here.
active as you want to be, right?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I have a lot, being semi-retired, I got to give myself some time.
Right. You got to actually fulfill that somehow.
And and then last fall, my life partner and we started an voice AI startup. I spent many years in the voice world, and so we started selling outbound voice calling to insurance agents. And we've stayed local here, but we have three big brands: uh, Farmers, Farm Bureau, and State Farm are smaller agencies we go after, and we work outside of their corporate system, which is quite interesting, especially in the cybersecurity group. Uh, and I've also worked at security startups in Silicon Valley and a few other places. So
Great to have you.
that's me.
It's great to have you, Bill. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Bill number two, Bill Dillon. Why don't you introduce yourself and give us a little bio?
Hello, hey guys, how you doing? My name is Bill Dillon. I am president of DWR Peconic Associates out here in Wading River, and we provide services, accounting services, and tax services, bookkeeping, payroll to small businesses and nonprofits. I've been doing this for about 40 years. I've been in some kind of related field like this, and so what we provide is the ability for these organizations to give themselves the information they need in order to grow their businesses. We will do whatever it is they need for us to do and provide whatever services they need for us to provide.
Excellent. I'm happy to have you along with us. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank
Tim,
you.
why don't you give us a quick intro?
Sure. Hi, my name is Tim Ryder. I am a CPA. I work for MGO LLP. We have 11 locations in the United States. I work out of the Melville, New York office. I work with high net worth individuals and medium-sized businesses. I'm on the tax side, but my firm also does accounting services. It does consulting services. If anyone's having problems with the IRS, we have people that work in that area that deal with the IRS for you. Um, I I'm always looking for ways to save and defer taxes for my clients, whether it be through R&D tax credits, state and local tax planning, international tax planning, or even any U.S. tax planning that there is. And I'm happy to be a part of AVCCI. And I appreciate Kevin for making me semi-famous and having me on his podcast not too long ago, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Episode 180, if you're
I
interested.
thought I recognized you. I thought I recognized you.
Oh, good. So somebody actually looked at it. I appreciate it.
We're regular consumers of the
Absolutely.
podcast, so I think
But
we've
yeah,
all spent some time over there.
yeah, but it's AVCCI. I think it's a great organization. It's doing a lot of good. I'm happy to be a part of it.
We can't ask for better leader than Kevin. I tell you, he's a
Yeah,
hustler
he's the man. He's the man.
a great guy. So
Yeah,
we're
he
really lucky
definitely
to
is.
have him at the helm. Francis, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little about yourself.
Of course. Thanks. So, Francis Borges, based in New Jersey, and I co-chair the manufacturing and healthcare committees. Glad to be with this group, IT, AI, and cybersecurity. A lot of interest here. My background's, engineering degree and MBA in finance and Lean Six Sigma black belt, and almost 25 years of uh, consulting Fortune 100 companies, in, across manufacturing, healthcare, pharma, and, banking, and multiple industries in, business, finance, and digital transformation. And these days, I'm a consulting partner. So running my own business as a consulting partner, aligned with Era Group, which is the world's largest cost consulting firm. So now I've switched to the mid market, and we help mid market companies, manufacturers, healthcare firms, nonprofits find hidden savings within their overhead and indirect spend, IT, telecom, freight, insurance, waste, and we do this risk free. So paid only or rewarded only based on what we actually recover and save. All those dollars drop straight to the bottom line or into the mission. And yeah, I'm interested here because I have my hands full with AI. I've used a Claude a lot. In fact, I have things running in the background with building a lot of tools and a lot of analytics, and in almost everything I do. My wife tells me I talk to Claude more than anybody else. Please through. So yeah, great to be here, and love to learn more about this committee.
So Francis, just so I'm clear here, so you basically are creating your own Claude. You don't have a partner that does it for you. You're doing your own.
Oh yeah. I
Okay.
take the max
That's
one, and
interesting.
I'm doing what I need to do, which is way beyond what other folks in Era Group are doing.
Yeah, but
Excellent.
I'm always interested in the actual person that, the person who takes it on themselves and integrates it on their own, right? That shows to me the possibility of AI hitting mainstream as opposed to AI being very large business, medium business. So kudos to you. That's awesome.
Yeah. Jolie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. I am Jolie. I own Jobs by Jolie. For some reason on the AVCCI, I cannot get my video to work, but I just did a Zoom before this and it worked. So
I think it might
I'll
just
keep
be
working
asking
on it.
permission for camera when you click it.
I
That's
did.
maybe.
It says yes, and then it just like circles. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's pretty sad that the technology group can't get your camera working during a technology committee meeting. So, we're not off to a good start here, Neil.
No, well,
We'll figure it out, Jolie. I promise.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'll
some
figure
companies
it.
block
At
it.
some point I'll figure it out. But so yeah, so I'm Jolie from Jobs by Jolie, and I co-chair the AVCCI HR and Workforce Development Committee.
Excellent.
And I've been trying to get on as many of these calls as I can. I learn a lot from everyone here. And I do
Great.
staffing and staff every industry. So that's why I like to be involved in every call.
Sure. Great. Well, it's great to have you here with us. Last but not least, Sydney. Want to say hello?
Hi, yeah, I'm Sydney. I help Kevin. I've been joining every meeting to help support wherever I can. And I've been helping with the ABCCI website. And I got a degree in computer science, so I'm really interested in this meeting as well and to see what I can learn. So I'm really
Great.
excited.
Welcome. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you here. Kevin, did you want to you have some administrative stuff to talk about a little?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's do that. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you, Neil, and thank you, Anthony, for your leadership. Truly appreciate it. Thanks everyone for connecting. At AVCCI, we have a great event calendar, and when you go to avcci.us and event section, you'll see our event calendar and what is coming. And we are inviting you to come in meetings. For example, tomorrow morning we have a Long Island Regional Chapter meeting that you're all invited, and feel free to join us tomorrow morning. Next week we have HR committee meeting coming up. Jolie just mentioned, so she's a co-chair at the committee. And also next week we have International Trade Committee meeting coming up, as well as New Jersey Regional Chapter monthly meeting also coming up. So feel free to go to the avcci.us website, go to the event section, see our event calendar, and sign up for coming meetings. Thank you very much. Neil, Anthony, back to you.
Okay. Committee. Anthony and I have been working together, running these kinds of events for almost 2 years now. So we're starting to get pretty good at it, right, Anthony? I think we're starting to get our feet
Yeah.
under us and trying to make sure that we always have something interesting to talk about. We always have something that you can take back with you and work with. I'm really excited by the fact that we have a very diverse group of people, all different concentrations. And I think we can all really learn from each other. And that's really the goal of the committee, for us to get together once a month. I think this is going to be our regular slot, the last Wednesday of the month from 11 to 12. And, we don't have any particular topic planned for today because we just wanted to get everybody familiar with the way we operate and the way the committee runs, and to get you a little understanding the philosophy and what to expect every month. And then starting next month, we'll have actual topics planned that we'll promote in advance. So maybe we'll be talking about AI or cybersecurity, which everybody's talking about all the time. But we really try not to be too high level. We try to keep it real. We try to keep it relative to your business. We try to bring in experts, usually one or two experts on a particular topic, to enhance the discussion, someone who could bring us some knowledge and experience and some of their own personal experiences with these technologies. So as an example, in the past, we've done sessions on AI in the law. We've done sessions on AI in selling and marketing. We've done, what have we done that wasn't AI, Anthony? We've done CRM
Well,
systems, review of
we've done
CRM systems.
cybersecurity.
Hmm?
We've done some cybersecurity. We had some insurance people in the audience as well. So what we basically try to do, and it's funny because today I'm looking at the depth of different industries here. It's the same with some of the other tech, the other networking groups that Neil and I belong to. And what it really comes down to is most in our other one, it's 77% of our members are non-technical. So what we try to do is we try to educate those non-technical people, specifically on the island, where Neil and I are a part of this. It really is prevalent for small businesses to have a place they can go to learn about technologies. Neil mentioned AI. Well, of course, AI is all over the place, but most small to medium-sized, even some large businesses really don't know what they're doing as far as application goes. They start with an idea. They then hire a vendor. That goes into some very heavy cost models that they go into assessments and things like that. And so we really try to educate people. So our forum, our event, the way we run it is we generally have one or more panelists that will cover the topic. Neil and I set up a strategy meeting with whoever's going to be in the panel. We then develop a strategic document that says this is what we're going to talk about. This is how we're going to operate. And what we normally do is we let the audience dictate. So if we have this strategic document and all of a sudden the audience starts going off on a tangent, we let the audience go, right? So what Neil and I find is that we want the audience engagement. Maximum audience engagement is when you don't stop them and say, well, we have this agenda that we're trying to get to, but you let them lead the conversation, as long as we're talking about AI and the conversation doesn't head over into a totally different conversation. Right. So we've had like in cybersecurity, we've had insurance people on the call, which was fantastic because cyber insurance is a big thing. So we're talking about cybersecurity. Here comes the insurance person weighing in. So you get a very, very large breadth of knowledge. It's not just a cybersecurity expert dictating the cybersecurity backends and the assessments. It's what we would like to do is get a full wide breadth of, if we're going to talk about cybersecurity, let's talk about cybersecurity as a whole, and specifically for businesses. I'm excited about this group because it's nationwide. Neil and I really felt the need to branch out from Long Island and go into a more of a national approach, and we're excited about taking this to the same level of which we've taken localized. So we really want to try to branch out into full national, where we can get qualified people to have conversations. Neil had mentioned we had a conversation about AI and regulation and law. Well, there's really not many laws out there yet. There's really not many regulatory. So we had a room full of lawyers I'm going to say 5 or 6, Neil, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, we brought in some from out of state. One came up from
Yeah,
Washington.
one from DC. So it
yeah.
was a really well attended, but it was a topic that most people aren't talking about, right? What are the ethics? What are the regulatory? Where can we expect things to go?
Yeah.
So things like that is where that's our sweet spot. We look to you, our members, to help guide us. You know, Neil and I are two guys. There's only so many ideas we can come up with. You know, eventually I need help. So we look to the members for your support, you know, and I'm seeing finance people in here. I mean,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
somebody in finance says, listen, there are applications out there that I think are really prevalent for a small business. Let's have that conversation. Let's have what we try not to do is we try not to make them sales pitches.
Yeah.
Now, you all know as well as I do, if you're a good communicator and a good talker, you're going to work in your sales pitch no matter how hard I tell you not to. It's just going to be a more natural conversation. It happens. Well, what we do Lucidi Technical Solutions, we do this. There we go. I just plugged my company and I'm still educating. So
right.
we try to keep it less sales pitchy, right? Because our audience, once they see a sales pitch, they drone out, right? They start to drone out. We start to lose viewership. If we start to see more technical people joining our committee, we might change the form a little bit, maybe have multiples. But at this point, what I'm seeing today is basically generally what Neil and I have seen in the past. It's a lot of non-technical companies coming to our meetings because they want to be educated about technologies.
Right. And what we try and do is to bring in people that complement, the topic that we want to talk about, and we try to have a panel, usually 2 or 3 people, so it's not all coming from one point of view. We have different points of view. You know, we have this great opportunity here that we have a wonderful mix of people. So, you know, we have a combination here of people who would be I feel in the audience, but also people who would be potential presenters. So we certainly want to hear from you if there's something that you want to present to the committee. Obviously, this is something that we'll promote in general out to the AVCCI. So, you know, the more interesting topics that we can bring in, the more people that we'll have participating with us. Francis, you had a question.
Yeah, and so great thoughts, and that got kind of me thinking about what we kind of have been planning, right? So Naeem, who's also the co-chair with me on manufacturing healthcare, you know, we've been bouncing this a couple of ideas about what to bring to that committee and the folks joining there. And in fact, we talked with Kevin about this, but one idea, and let me know if this makes sense, right, is, for example, kind of a joint session where we bring in, you know, talk about IT security, you know, cybersecurity and AI. You know, especially with lean manufacturing is also kind of a big topic, but bring that as a joint kind of a session, because that will be valuable both ways. But, you know, I just want to check, is that something that makes sense? Is that
Oh, yeah.
something you
100%.
have
100%.
that, you know, folks who, so we
We've
can
actually,
combine, we can take
we've
it
actually
offline. I just want to
partnered
know
with,
if that's interesting to you.
yeah, we've
You know,
actually
and
partnered with Kevin. Kevin was
yeah,
part of the
exactly.
manufacturing community as well. Here's the great thing about tech. I can cross all barriers. I can go
Exactly.
with Jolie on an HR and a staffing. We can have a whole thing. How would technology involved with staffing? How do you avoid AI reading your resume and kicking you out? I mean, there's a million different things. So what I like about tech, we can cover anything. You know, so what you're saying, Francis,
We love that
absolutely.
idea.
Neil and I, yeah, we're on board, right? As long as we can relate it to some sort of tech or cybersecurity. And what I would also say is, if you are manufacturing, we try to gear it towards manufacturing industry, right? So how are manufacturings dealing with AI? Are they using robotics? Are they not using robotics? Is the robotic components, do they have back-end software on them that's utilizing AI? Is it feeding over to your back-ends? Just, you know, these type of things that maybe are more specific to the industry that in your committee, so that we can combine the two committees into a more, you know, I don't want your members being bored because there's nothing about manufacturing in here. We're just talking about cybersecurity.
Yeah, and you know, you don't have to be a committee chair to want to join with us, partner with us to present. If there's a topic that you feel you have expertise on that you would like to share in general with the AVCCI, we're our conduit to do that. Anthony and I, we love it when people join up with us, when they participate, when they bring in their expertise. Look, we're in a changing world. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody that every day there's something new to think about. Every day the rules that were true yesterday might be a little bit different today. And it really is work to keep up with it. And this is something that we really would love to have our members help us teach, train, give insights to the different members. We want to be the membership committee meeting that everybody looks forward to every month. I always get something good out of that. I always come back to the office with something I can use. I learn about new products. I learn what to do. I learn what not to do. I have gotten, through the other organization that Anthony and I work with, I don't do a whole lot of business through there, but I've met wonderful people. I've gotten wonderful insights about things that I would never get just sitting here at my desk, even researching on my own and working on my own.
It's funny you say that, Neil, because what keeps Neil and I going is not necessarily the leads we're getting from it. It is 100% about the people, right? So we get feedback from the audience saying this was really good. We really need this, and this sort of inspires Neil and I, to keep moving forward with this because we see the need for it.
Yeah.
I have gotten some revenue from it, but it's not a huge. But for my purposes, this is all about me helping other people and also branding. I think people miss the opportunity. People join networking as if they think they're going to give out a business card. I've said this at the local networking a million times. If you think you're going to give out a business card and get business in your first month or two, that doesn't happen quite often. People want to know you. People want to understand who you are. The best way you can do that, best way I found to do it, get out in front of an event, be a panelist, let them see your expertise, let them hear you talk. If you're passionate about it, I can guarantee you passion draws people to you. So
people will seek you out. That's
correct.
Exactly right.
That's how I feel.
And Tony and I, we don't like to do all the talking, so.
Oh, sure. They can tell by this meeting.
Yeah. Anytime anybody has something they want to contribute, we want to hear from you. We absolutely want to hear from you. Just speak right up. We like to have a dynamic conversation with everybody, share it amongst the different, expertise. We all have different expertise, but we can all talk about our experiences with certain topics, our experience with certain technologies, or whatever topic we happen to be talking about that particular day. We try to make it technology, but technology, like we say, for business. So when we do like technology, how it can support your sales and your marketing efforts, something that speaks to everybody, no matter what business you're in. Everybody's out looking for business. Everybody's looking to establish their brand. So we really try to do not only technology, but to wrap it around business needs. And again, something that you can start, using right away. So.
And also too, I know that we have this once a month meeting. Neil and I like to also have secondary meetings just for the group. This is an official ABCCI. I would like to just set up where the group gets together and we spitball. This is more of a call that's basically, it's an official AVCCI, but it's not something that goes out to the full brand. This is committee people who want to discuss what's our next topic, what are we looking to do, who's able to help out. This gives Neil and I the opportunity to better get to know our members, but also help us try to strategically plan our year out.
That's an excellent point, and that's something that really benefits us, because as we start to get to know you, when we know we can come to you, Tony and I were always thinking, all right, we're going to do this particular topic. Who can we reach out to that can give us some input, that can establish some expertise? Everybody here has all the skills, necessary to be able to take on that role of somebody who's a major contributor, and again, imparting some of that knowledge out to the membership at large. That's something that we think is very valuable, and neither Tony or I are big spotlight people. We prefer to let the committee drive itself, to let the people who have the expertise in that field talk about their expertise so we can all learn something from them. I think that's very important. It's very
So,
important.
Neil and Anthony, quick thing, and maybe that'll help us and it's also help you, put you in the spotlight. If you can help all of us understand a bit more about kind of see your ideal clients, what kind of businesses you work with, what kind of things you do, how we can help you, right? I know it's not about a sales call, but it gives us a better understanding of who you are, what do you do, beyond just the basic introduction. And then it'll also help us understand, okay, whom else we could kind of bring to the table or your sessions. But yeah, who do you work
That's a
with,
great
size, scale, and good to refer to, etc.
and that's really a great point, Francis, and it's something that I think during our time together, each of us will get to learn about the others, and we'll learn about what your expertise is. I can tell you that over the course of the last year, I have embraced three different members of the organization that we work with who are consulting with me and helping me in sales and technology and infrastructure and security and all of these things. And these are just, because when you have a need for something, there's nothing like being able to reach out to somebody that you have a relationship with, somebody that you have some rapport with, that that they're articulate, that they're intelligent, that you've seen them speak at these meetings for over the course of a year. And as a result, you have come to learn that they really are experts in their field. There are people in our group that I both gravitate to and people that I say, I don't want engagement with them because they're not my kind of person. So that's a really excellent point, Francis. That's something that I would really like us all to be in that position to learn about each other, to be in a position to help each other. Look, we're all in business. We're all here because we're in business.
Right.
We all want to improve our businesses. We all want to do more business, want to make more money. We want to grow our businesses in an effective way. In any way that anybody thinks we can do a good job with that, a better job, we can help you, you can help us. Let's talk about it. And Anthony and I will try to shape our meetings accordingly.
So I will say, first of all, thank you, Francis, for even asking that question. Neil and I, in all honesty, Neil and I, to his point, we don't like to take the spotlight. And that's not a conceited thing. It's because we really want the audience to be understanding the panelists. So what I will say, Francis, is that I've gotten referrals from people that said, and I quote, I'm really not sure what Tony does, but he's a good technology guy. He really understands the market. Give him a call. And to me, that says so much, right? I can give you a list of the things I do, and I can give you the list of, but what I would say is you come up if you're a panelist, you will get your
opportunity,
your talents known to people.
Yep.
So that's how Neil and I have gotten any sort of recognition or any sort of, is that people hear us speak. And once they hear you speak, they start to get a general understanding of who you are and because the reality is, from my standpoint, working with small to medium businesses, they don't want to hire a company. They want to hire somebody that they trust. And the trust comes from sitting with them, having a conversation. Trust not coming from a business card or a luncheon that I take somebody to. It comes from attending an event, constantly seeing the same people there at the event, seeing them contribute, listening to them speak, having something that they say touch a nerve to say, you know what, I just want to reach out to that person. What they said sounded very interesting. And what I've also noticed is I give out many referrals. Neil and I, like I said, with this other organization, there are a handful of people who I will definitely give out referrals to because I've gotten to know them. I understand them. I know how they operate. And, it's back and forth referrals. Yeah. But I do appreciate, Francis, the actual
very much
wanting to know what we actually do.
Yeah, I really appreciate that as well. Something that, we at this stage of the game, we'll consider this our core group of our organization as we get going. And as members of our core group, we're pretty interested in what you think some of the topics as we go forward might be you would find valuable or interesting, either ones where you would participate in yourself or you would be a panelist or a presenter, or ones where there's a topic you'd really like to learn something about. We recently had I don't think we had, I think we had an AI in general session, and there we learned about this HATS tool, which is a new product that's very secure and a very secure AI tool. I learned about a lot about it to the point where I wound up signing up for it in the long run. So, that is real value that all of us can get is, hey, I'm doing something. I know you have a similar challenge. Let me tell you what I'm doing with it, and maybe I can give you some insights or some feelings about a direction that you can go in for the same thing. Does anybody have any thoughts or any ideas on what they would deem a good topic going forward? Something they would like to hear about, or something they would like to present on?
And one thing about AI, being a CPA and um, you have to give clients advice, and you have to give them you have to, if they have a question, you have to back it up with law, right?
Mhm.
And even in the real world, like it's funny, like if you ask a question to ChatGPT, or you ask, or to anything, to me it's like, I don't know if you could just take Chat GPT's answer on its face, and read what it says. And they give a lot of good advice, don't get me wrong, but even in the tax world, we have specific programs that use AI. But I don't to me, I still think you need to kind of look at where they're getting their answer from, you know?
Right.
And how much do you feel can you just rely on Chat GPT's answer, or any other AI tool's answer, or how much do you have to dig deeper to really get the right answer? Do you look at
Well,
their sources, and what sources do you trust and which sources do you not trust? Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Chat GPT is getting stuff off of YouTube. They're getting stuff off the internet,
Sure.
and not and it's not always, in my opinion, the right answer. It's someone else's opinion, or someone else, the way they do it.
well, it really, Tim, what happens is, and Neil and I have actually had an AI event on this when ChatGPT first came out. It's how you build the prompt, right? Most people start with a prompt, then they ask another question, then they ask another question, then they ask another question. Rather than doing that, I tell people, I spend a good 45 minutes to an hour building my prompt. Pretend you are a CPA in a bank industry firm and ask the questions accordingly. The better the prompt, the better the results. Now, to your point, I always say, please provide references. I would say a good 45% of the references come up with blank dead links. So I don't know where it's getting them, but you do have to verify. So it's trust but verify. That's really where AI is coming from, unless you do your own algorithm, which I doubt very highly is being done out there. Um, you know,
Yeah,
I think
definitely in the
that's
tax. That's a good point. I mean, definitely in the tax world, with they'll give you sources, and you got to go to like the code, or the regulations, or else, like, and then see if their answer is right. I think it's a good
Yeah.
tool for, like, where they're getting their answer from, but you still have
But
to
I think
verify.
it's a good tool to have a conversation with a CPA about, right? So if
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
looking for, what's the tax code say about a certain thing, I'll look it up, but then I'm going to go to my CPA, and whatever information I've learned from it, I go into the conversation more educated. That's all. I'm not going to
exactly.
look for it.
Yeah.
But yet, if I
Uh,
want to know how do I book something in QuickBooks to the right expense, I might take that a little more easier and say, well, that does make sense. I'm going to book that to
yeah.
this geo
Exactly. It's
account.
not, maybe not. I don't mean, it might not be as, like, I guess, sophisticated as, like, looking up a law, is what you're saying, or maybe
Correct. Yes.
might be
Yes.
more
Yeah, a
cut
more
and dry.
straightforward answer.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and I think it's a great potential topic for
Yes.
a event. If we talk about AI, trust in AI, security in AI, what to share, what not to share, or how to trust the results you get, how to verify
Well,
the
we got,
results you get.
in all honesty, we have two or three finance people on the call. We can do a whole finance and AI, right?
That
But
absolutely.
we got to keep it into what, is it going to be small, medium, large, right? So we got to keep the business client in line of what we're looking at. And that's where a strategy. So let's say the 3 or 4 of you say, yeah, we want to do something with finance and AI. Great. We sit down, we strategize with it. That's going to be the back and forth. Well, Tim's like, well, I'm a CPA. I want more large businesses. Okay, but everybody says, all right, how do we accommodate the audience that we're actually talking to? And that's
Right.
really, that's how Neil and I work. So again, I'm all for it. I think, first of all, I think just in prompts alone, when AI first came out, people were selling prompts, $500-600 a prompt. That was a lot of money to basically say, here's what I'm going to do. And then here we are 2 years later, and they're giving it away free on LinkedIn. This is the prompt I use for when I tried to do XYZ. And that's it. You could have that. I see Francis raise his hand and he's patiently waiting, but I think it was a good call out, Tim. I really do.
Yeah.
And again, if that's what you guys want, you let Neil and I know. We get the
Yeah,
analysts and we'll strategize over it. Absolutely.
that's serious value. I think Edward was first, had raised his
Thank
hand.
you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I was
Edward.
going to say that. Edward, you were first, and then I don't know how you jumped the line backwards, but go ahead.
I decided to let Francis go since I was so late to the meeting, and Francis was here probably for the whole meeting. So Francis, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Edward.
Okay, real quick. To answer that question about trusting AI, I have been able to make AI change its mind in both directions. In areas where I know it's wrong, I've been able to correct it and get it to a correct answer. I've also been able to take a correct answer and make AI give me a wrong answer.
Yeah.
All through the exchange and the prompts and simply telling AI at times, well, you haven't considered this enough. This changes the viewpoint, and AI typically is sycophantic. It's like, oh, you're right. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah, it's a suck
The
up.
other
AI is a big
aspect on
suck up.
AI that I do
AI
is
is a
I
suck up.
actually will give it multiple roles. I
Yeah,
will
that's
say,
and that's the kind of insights that's very
Correct.
valuable for us to talk about. If we're say having a session on AI and we're talking about what everybody's experience is, because that's how you can know. Like, I can lead it in any direction I want. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm leading it in the right direction, right? So
Listen,
right.
I think,
And
I
by
think it's
giving
I think it's a great thing to do, is to show how AI can be corrected in the wrong direction. That doesn't mean that AI is broken. What it means is your prompt. Again, I would facilitate it as, this is not to show you that Ed can break AI. This is to show you that Ed can convince AI to do something that it really shouldn't be doing because he's prompting it to do so. Hence the reason why you build a better prompt. You think your thought through and don't try to change AI's mind. But no, Ed, I'm all for that. One of my
And
first,
one aspect, Anthony, that I do is by giving it two roles, I get to compare and contrast
correct.
perspectives.
Yeah, right.
It'll take a perspective that you ask it to take,
Yes.
and by giving it more than one, you get a
like-
counsel.
It's like a puppy
Yeah.
dog. It wants to do what you ask it to do to the best of its
Yeah.
ability. It doesn't really care what you're
Mhm.
asking it to do. It just wants to be by your side. So, but I like
Right.
that approach, Ed, right? I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that's what we call in marketing the shock factor, right? So we let's say we're gonna have something for this, and then all of a sudden we're gonna bring you in and you're gonna break it. Right? That's the shock factor that I would love to introduce. Not let them know you're gonna break it. You're gonna break it on purpose right in front of them. That
Yeah.
then gets the shock factor. We're like, okay, maybe he's making a valid point here.
Yeah.
I see that Adam said he had to drop off. Thank you, Adam. We appreciate your time.
Ed,
Francis,
you're
you
a
wanna,
lawyer, correct? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh no.
Ed, you're a lawyer?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Law,
Okay.
So it's kind of like
law
the same.
is
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
law is a third career for me. I'm actually a lawyer within a niche of intellectual property.
Okay,
Oh,
intellectual property lawyer. Yeah, no, I have those as clients as well. But the only reason I'm bringing that up is because I think it's kind of the same thought pattern as me. It's like AI will tell you where they got the answer from, but if it's, in your case, if it's not from like a prior case that has similar facts, or it may not be relevant, right? You have to kind of,
Hallucinations are very dangerous. Some people think it's only happened a couple of times. There's actually been
yeah.
several thousand cases of attorneys being sanctioned by courts because they're using AI and not doing the proper diligence of vetting the answers. They get a case citation. It looks good. The case may actually exist, but the case will not provide the holding that it is being cited for. And as an attorney and your diligence due to the court, that is a sanctionable offense. So it's like you cannot simply rely on the information being provided. You have to vet it.
Yeah.
I see we also have Bill and Francis's hand still raised. So Francis, why don't we give you a chance and then we'll give Bill a chance.
Sure. And I think you covered some of that, but it's a quick story, right? I've been using AI for a long time now, and kind of, but yes, at the same time, there was I've been into some AI sessions, specifically in ACG and in exit planning, XPX, and they had general sessions, and I think what I learned is there's so much more out there how you can improve it and make it better. Those are great sessions, helping mid-market businesses like us, or folks who serve them, understand how to make use of it of your own, how to make prompts, how to customize it so that it really works. I mean, I went back and I was using complete like gems, like with my own custom gem, but I bought Claude, the full max model, and built that, that day itself. The point is a session like that will be very useful. Actually, address a lot of the, like, I have answers to what Tim has asked, but I think more than me, everyone will get answers to what they need, right? I mean, how you put your prompts, how do you create your custom project or gem, so that you don't have to put all the context every time, right? I have
Yeah.
built mine. It's got several pages of context about what I do, what my work is, what my
Hmm?
style is, how I talk, how I post, how I analyze things. So my prompts are now very, and more important things like, my job depends on this. Do not lie. Balance. Check your answers. Give me the sources, so I do not get wrong answers. I
It
mean, I don't,
also
because
depends
it
on,
screws. It shuts up and tells, keeps quiet, or it tells me I'm wrong. But point is, it's quite simple, but it takes some time to build it through. So the overall answer is, if you have a general session where you bring all these things together, I think all the folks here will benefit,
Hmm.
how to build that, and also build it once and then kind of keep reusing it. Very helpful for everyone.
Well, that's the power
Well,
of
you know,
AI that most people
yeah.
aren't really doing. They're not reusing the content, right? So putting who you are, what you are, and if that's prevalent, then you need to. It also depends on paid versus non-paid. I don't care what anybody says, you're not getting the same Claude
Boy.
by an unpaid version than you are a paid version, right? So you have to understand those models. I think it was one of them is charging transactional, which I was very shocked over, that every time you use it, you're getting a transaction fee. So, but I do agree with you, Francis. That would be a good general conversation.
Oh yeah.
Here's the tools. This is how you could utilize them. These are the difference between the different AI tools. This is, this one specializes in this one specializes in X, this one specializes. They all have LLMs, and let's just, have conversations about it.
Yeah, in this changing world that we're in, I think from month to month, everybody will have learned something new that maybe they could share with us, or something that we could all share the knowledge and experience, and trade our ideas on it. Bill, why don't you let us know what you got going on? You're muted right now. You're muted.
No, he's not. He's just not coming across.
Sorry about that,
He's good
guys.
now.
No.
Oh, there it goes.
I want to take a step back to what you were talking about before. I've used the AI, not as much as you guys probably do it, because I haven't had that much opportunity with it. But I have several clients who do use it. One uses it remarkably well, and for all his information output. And then I have another one who uses it sporadically and struggles with it all the time. Then I have a couple who just are a mess when they try to do it. They do what they think they want to do, and when it comes out, raggedy. So one of the things I'd like to do, I'd like to hear from you guys at some point. I'd like to suggest, how do I teach these people how to use it properly, and how to, when they do use it, how to make sure that they're actually sending out the message that they want to send out. that would be a
Yeah.
topic that I would be pretty interested in.
Yeah, and I think that's something that membership
That's
in
excellent.
general will be interested in that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
information.
I think
agree
that
with that completely.
coincides. Now, Bill, are you talking specifically around finances, or are you just talking in general?
Well, like I said before, we provide services to our clients, whatever it is they want. So if someone's putting up a grant application, we get involved in that, or a loan application, we get involved in that. So there's a wide range of things that we do. So it could be anything, Tony. It's so up to whatever it is they want.
So I like that. I like what you just said. So I'm getting a buzz here, Neil, that I think general AI is something that we should talk about, right? General AI, which would include the prompts, which would also include the getches that Bill is talking about, right? Most people, we can get cyber people involved with this, because most AI is storing your data offsite, right? Most people don't understand that when I put a prompt in, if I take an Excel worksheet and I say, analyze this financial forecast, analyze these finances for a financial forecast, I've just now uploaded that document to ChatGPT. It now has that document, right? So these are all gotchas that you have to be careful about, that you have to understand. And each company should have its own AI strategy. And this goes, Bill, what we're talking about, right? So if somebody says to you, what do I do with AI? How do I make sure? Step one, get an AI assessment, get a cybersecurity assessment, right? Get a security assessment, and then develop a strategy. And I know once you say that, eyes roll, right? People's eyes roll into the head. Oh, here we go. Another guy is going to tell me how to do a strategy. Yeah, strategies exist because they work, right? People get screwed because they don't have a strategy. And that what other people don't understand is that I can have AI on my back end that passes no data. That technology exists today. It's just that you have to implement it, meaning whatever I put into that prompt does not send it back out. It keeps it locally. So these are all things that a business person, small, medium, or large, should clearly understand. And I think, Neil, we could have a general forum of AI on that. I think it might be a good starting point, and we can get
Exactly.
everybody
I'm thinking
here,
the same thing. Yeah.
you know, have Kevin promote the heck out of it, right? Across the board, because it's more of a general thought
business.
process, right? Yeah, this isn't
You know, I also think that there's a lot of people out there in my situation who don't understand how to do this.
Yeah.
So you might not get all the tech savvy people, but you're going to get people who, like me, who have sort of lived on the fringe and would like to get more involved in it.
Well, I
More
like where you're
intelligent
going,
with
Bill,
it.
because, you know, like we had talked about before, I have a couple of people that I do recommend. So from your perspective, if you stick with this group and you start to see, you know, this person kind of knows it, then you wouldn't have a problem saying, listen, I highly recommend you give this company a call. I've talked with them. I've dealt with them before. They seem to be legitimate. And then instead of you trying to figure out the problem, you're bringing in a partner that's going to help satisfy that. So, and there's a lot of that we've done in the past too. I don't know everything about AI. I do not know everything about cybersecurity, but I do know people who I can go to that I trust, that I would bring in again, people assume because I'm in technology, my wife does it all the time. Fix my iPhone. I have no clue. I'm not an iPhone guy. I don't know. Come on. I know how it operates, but I didn't develop it. I don't have an iPhone app. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
But it's like doctors and lawyers. Everybody thinks that, I could just ask you a question and you're going to come up with an answer. No, I'm IP. I'm an IP lawyer. I really don't know much about, rentals and business. So, but that's how it occurs. So I like where you're going. I think if we have enough people here that we could actually, number one, get people interested to say, well, if I give it efficient, then people may want to reach out to me for help, right? So now we're getting people in the panelists that can talk to an idea and maybe get others to bring them on board to help out, and give you the ability to say, at least I'm getting educated on this, and I can give you these basic 5 steps of what I think you should do based on your hearing what we're going to possibly talk about.
Right.
One of the things that one things we want to do in general, we try to be respectful of everybody's time. The sessions run from 11 to 12. We only got a couple of minutes left up until 12 is there. Any last thoughts anybody would like to share with us, or any input they might have on what Tony and I should be thinking about as we shape up next month's meeting? We would absolutely, like Tony mentioned, like to have a pre-meeting before the meeting, a couple of weeks before, just for those that are interested in talking about planning, want to throw around ideas, want to say, hey, I know somebody, or I myself would like to participate. I would love that. We would love to have you guys, participate with us in that
So
kind of a
Kevin,
way.
yeah, to that need, Kevin, if you can, first of all, I think I can get these this whole chat thread through Zoom, so that's good. So I'll be able to
Absolutely.
look up some of these links and really get to know people differently. But if you can send Neil and I the email addresses for the people on this call, if that's possible, because
Sure.
then what Neil and I would do is send out a general thank you. Here's the date we're picking for
Yeah, absolutely.
our
Why don't we
strategy
do
meeting.
this before we leave? If everyone can put your email address in the chat
That'd be
box,
great. Yeah, that's a great
Perfect.
idea.
Perfect.
just to
Yeah,
make it easy for Neil and Anthony to
That's
interact
a
with you,
beautiful idea.
if you could
yeah, it is.
please.
And I'm putting mine in as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll put ours
perfect,
in as
perfect.
well.
Thank you, thank you all.
I think that's a great idea, Kevin. That's perfect. This way I can just pull it from. See that?
This
Look,
is
I'm a
great.
technologist and I need to know how to do this. Thank you,
Look at
Kevin. Thank you, Kev. Once again, you made me look like an idiot. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Solve the problem. Tony's looking for a tech solution. I just put it in chat. We're good. Okay.
Yeah, it's I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I am
Tony and I,
too.
we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know, people were going to join up with us, if people were going to participate. We're very, very, very pleased to see the group. We have a nice, diverse group, real intelligent, professional people we have here. I think we can really make some good things happen. And like I said, if we get some good topics, we're going to lure more people in. And I want this to be the committee for the AVCCI. I want it to be the one everybody talks about, the one everybody wants to participate in, because we have something good and useful and practical to talk about every month.
I agree.
Hey,
All right.
no competition between the committees, man. Kidding.
That's right. We'll do something joint, and
Yeah.
and again, we'll leverage each other's capabilities. We'll leverage each other's membership, each other's knowledge, and we'll do really good things together. Thank you all for participating with us today.
Very much.
Thank you.
We really loved having you, and we're really excited about this.
I'm
going
also going to
forward.
send out the meeting notes from this. We were doing the AI record of the meeting notes, so I'll send the notes out to
Perfect.
the group based on the email addresses we got.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank
you.
See you next month.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
now. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Christine Daniels. I'm a high performance coach, executive strategist, and keynote speaker. I'm also a founding member of America's first virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the co-chair of the Leadership and Management Growth Committee. I run my own business. It's a coaching and consulting practice. The work I do is about developing leaders, building stronger teams, and integrating high performance with personal alignment, that inner work that makes the outer work sustainable. I deliver this through executive coaching, leadership development, and strategy work with executives, founders, and leadership teams. Before this chapter of my career, I spent over 25 years across capital markets, family office investing, and venture capital. One of the things I value most about AVCCI is what it actually is: a national community where professionals, business owners, and organizations connect, collaborate, and amplify each other's work. Building a business is one thing. Building it with the right relationships, the right visibility, and the right network across the country, that is something else entirely. And AVCCI is where that happens. If this sounds like the kind of community you've been looking for, we would love to have you. Learn more at avcci.us and learn more about my work at christineadaniels.com. I look forward to connecting.
Hi, I'm Arthur Germain. I'm the principal and chief brand teller at Brand Telling. We're a brand architecture firm, and I'm a proud AVCCI member. So brand telling gives growing B2B companies the one clear story your whole team can tell, so you as the founder aren't the only one who can explain what your company does. What does this sound like? I call it narrative drift. it starts off, it's all in your head. You know the story. You built the brand, you know all about it. But now every sales call has a different story, and prospects start to notice. Or your marketing spend is up, but your firm never really seems different. Maybe you're expanding and your founder story isn't the same as when you started. All of these things are parts of what I call narrative drift. I help companies by exploring with them what makes them different and unique. I call it the category of one. What gives them that category of one, and then how do they express that category? So, for example, I've worked with technology companies that often sound very similar to others in the industry, and I've helped them to really look at where do they serve, whether it's through a geography or whether it's through a specific industry, and what do they do? Why do clients come to them in the first place? I explore that and then we install it. I call it installing a story operating system. What we do is we look to write down all of the messages, all of the narrative about the company stories, so that it's in one place. Think of it like having a brand Bible where everybody can turn to find out all things about you. And that way you're not having to make things up or trying to jump around trying to build new messages when you build something like a presentation for sales or you're updating and refreshing the website. Why is this necessary? Here's a good example. Lots of companies will go through a merger acquisition. Maybe it's just two friendly companies that merge together. Now they're offering some new products or new services, and you're not quite sure which one leads. It used to be just your company before the other one. Now, how does that brand story sound? What you want to do is you want to sound unified, and you want to make it sound like you're doing this for your customers' benefit. So I help companies to do that. I guide them through the process of discovering their category of one, installing that story operating system, and then I stick around. I help them to maintain through brand guidance. That's what I love to do. My background is in brand storytelling, starting in publishing 20 years ago, moving through public relations and marketing, where I discovered what people really wanted was to learn the story. They wanted to know the behind the scenes, what's going on at the company. That's what made them different. That's what made them unique. And that's what made them good partners, good customers, good employees and employers. So I work with companies to discover that. Again, my name is Arthur Germain, and you can find me at Brand Telling. That's brandtelling.com. Thanks very much.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Mitchell, founding member of America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Visit us at www.avcci.us and become a member today. I'm also the owner of Emerald City Ventures. I work with Gen X women who find themselves in a pattern of stopping and starting and starting and stopping, and we reunite you with that version of yourself that you've been trying to reach for years. And she's in there. We're going to bring her out. So visit us at www.kimm.co or email me at theowner@emeraldcityventures.net.
Welcome to America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. My name is Joe Beauchamp. I'm one of the founding members here. I'm also the chair of the leadership committee. I'm here to help leaders develop strategies. My company is Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. We help business owners and business leaders to develop their leadership skills, the leadership skills of their team. We know that better leaders get better results, and we provide that leadership strategy, training, and education for business leaders to run their companies better. Hope you can join us at the America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello, my name is Melina Picon. I'm a founding member at America's Virtual Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We would like you to join us today. I'm also president of PowerBooks LLC. We provide outsourced accounting, bookkeeping, controller services of businesses of all size. We help them transition from struggling in-house messy bookkeeping to high-level financial department. By outsourcing with us, our clients save up to 40% on their accounting costs, which allows them to focus on generating revenue. We guarantee honest, balanced, timely, and efficient financial services. If you would like to talk us on the phone, you can call us at 845-208-4649. And if you would like to email me, my email address is melina@powerbooks-llc.com. Thank you.
Hello, I'm talking to you as a founding member of America's Virtual Chamber for Commerce and Industry. We are proud to be a founding member of this movement and we're inviting you all to join in. Let me introduce myself. My name is Halil Aksu. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of Digitopia, a global scale-up working on digital and AI transformation, reinventing consulting. We are helping organizations ranging from Unilever to Microsoft, from Intel to many other organizations in various industries, in various geographies. We are assessing their maturity, we are road mapping their digital and AI transformations, and we are helping them with all kinds of questions around AI implementation. As you know, AI is the most important and most influential technology of our days. This change is unprecedented. Every industry, every business is affected and must harness the opportunities AI is bringing. So for any questions around AI and the transformation within your organizations, we are the right partner to talk to. We helped hundreds of customers around the world, and we're happy to helping you as well. Looking forward. Thank you very much.
This is Tommy DeMisa, one of the partners of Vanguard Benefits. I'm excited to be a new member of the AVCCI. And, it's an organization really that I can tell already from being connected to it that has reach nationally and across many different verticals in business. So I'm excited to be a part of that. So really quick, what I do, one of the partners, as I say, at Vanguard Benefits, and we're an employee benefits agency. We're laser focused on that employee benefits experience. So that means we work with employer groups as they look to create strategic employee benefits solutions. We look to come in and try to help them stabilize their costs around their benefits. And a lot of what we deal with is when folks are looking to attract or retain talent. So that's where we live. We also work to help businesses and nonprofit organizations find ways to really stay compliant around their employee benefits and offset a lot of the burden of implementing an employee benefits plan. So what I like to say is I was just with a client yesterday, and I like to say we become the outsourced benefits management team for our clients. So our largest client has about 800 employees, and our smallest client has 2 employees. And really where we make the biggest impact is from about 50 to 300 employees. That's where we find that we're really well situated to work with those types of groups. We work with the leadership team, and then we do one-on-one education as appropriate for our clients. So really, we know how expensive benefits can be, and it often is a very personal conversation as it relates to somebody's family and their budget. So we make sure that we're always available to educate. And then we give that one-on-one service through my operations and client service team throughout the year. So I'm always looking forward to meeting with different employer groups, some different strategic partners. For my entire career, I've worked with different CPAs and accountants and other trusted advisors. So happy to be a member of AVCCI, and I look forward to connecting with everybody. And let's reach out. Let's make a new relationship. Take it easy. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Suzanne Beck. I'm the sales manager at Preferred Events, and I'm a proud member of the Americans Virtual Chamber of Commerce, and I'm excited to be here. At Preferred Events, we are the preferred choice for your event rentals throughout the New York metropolitan area and beyond. Whether you're planning a corporate event, a charity walk or run, a fundraiser or gala, a festival, school event, or private celebration, we provide the rentals and the support needed to bring your event to life. Our inventory includes tents, chairs, linens, staging, flooring, fencing, structures, tables, and so much more. What truly sets us apart is the commitment to customer service and helping our clients create successful and memorable events. We work with corporations, nonprofits, schools, municipalities, and event professionals, and we love the opportunity to learn more about your upcoming events and what you're looking to do. If you're planning an event and need a reliable rental partner, please reach out. I look forward to connecting with fellow AVCCI members and finding ways we can support one another's success. Thank you for watching, and I hope to meet you soon.
I'm Mel Blackwell, the president of Blackwell Media Group, and I'm a proud member of the AVCCI. Joined recently and very, very supportive and excited about that. As president of Blackwell Media Group, basically, I'm a retired corporate fixer. For 35 years, I've worked in global companies, domestic U.S. companies, to help boards and C-level teams try to figure out how to solve complex business riddles. In doing that, I actually decided to hang up my cleats because 35 years is a long time. I deployed behind enemy lines. I did not go in as a consultant. I took a full-time role because I loved working with the teams. I loved building the teams, and I liked the smell of napalm, and so I worked in those different stints for 2 to 6 years, and in kind of graduating from that world now, I do keynote speaking at major conferences, at annual retreats for corporate teams, and kind of a hybrid of coming in to speak to a large crowd or even a small room, and then rolling up my sleeves and coaching and helping a team solve a specific complex riddle. In doing all of that, what I realized, I wrote a book called Uncommon Sense: How to Fix Your Workplace Culture in the Wild West of Business. In doing all that, I realized, reflecting back, for about a year, I wrote the book that I've been working on for 20 years. And when I finally said, all right, I'm going to write this thing, I realized almost everything I did was culture. And so I am somewhat of a culture architect. I've had a reputation of being very plain spoken. What you see is what you get. Funny. I like to have fun, but pretty serious. And I can do some really complex, brutal stuff, whatever it takes to protect the culture and the good people. And so that's what I do now. I do the speaking and I work with people. Don't even be embarrassed. It's like, Mel, we have this really complex riddle we're beriddled by it. I'll come in, roll up my sleeves, and we'll slay that thing. So that's what I do, and I'm looking forward to it. And I highly recommend everybody support Kevin and the AVCCI.
Hi, I'm Stacy Simbrom. I am a member of the AVCCI. I am also one of the leads of the Women in Business Committee and the Health and Wellness Committee. I run a company called Reflection Project. I am a coach. I am an integrative wellness coach. And what that means is I work with individuals who want to optimize their lives, do better with their wellness, do better in their relationships, and feel better about themselves and the world that they live in. I take an integrated approach, which helps you to learn how to leverage your 3 centers of intelligence, which is your brain, your logic, your emotions, and your body, which is your intuition. I bring several different modalities into this work. I've been doing this work for about 15 years now, and I would look forward to working with you and collaborating with you in this space. If this sounds like something that you would like to learn more about, please contact me either by phone or by email. Thank you very much, and I look forward to meeting with you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for being with me in the American Business Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest in the American Business Podcast, please send us an email, guestbooking@americanpodcast.tv. If you'd like to sponsor ABP, if you'd like to advertise in our podcast episodes, please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can advertise your company, your products, your services, and your brands in the American Business Podcast. Please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can also visit our website, americanpodcast.tv, to learn more about the American Business Podcast as well as our coming streaming schedule. Now you can have your branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast network. We call it Business Podcasting as a Service, PaaS. If you're interested in starting your business podcast in the American Business Podcast network, please send us an email, paas@americanpodcast.tv. As part of our international expansion, we started international podcast editions. When you scan this QR code, it'll take you to our YouTube page. And please go to the podcast section in our YouTube page and you'll see our international podcast editions. They are ABP Espanol, ABP German, ABP French, ABP Hindi, ABP Portuguese, and ABP Turk, that you can listen to American Business Podcast in 6 different foreign languages. Okay, well, we are in the process of increasing our presence in social media. If you're on LinkedIn, please scan this QR code and subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn. If you're on TikTok, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our TikTok page. Please subscribe. Please follow us. If you are on Instagram, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Instagram page and please subscribe. If you are on Facebook, we'll also appreciate your help and support. Please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Facebook page and please follow us. And finally, we are on IMDb next to other reputable media productions. Please scan this QR code, go to our IMDb page, and please rate us on IMDb. We'll truly appreciate your help and support. I'd like to thank you for your help. Thank you for your support. I'm looking forward to seeing you in coming the American Business Podcast episodes. The American Business Podcast is the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast, America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. Thank you very much for your help and looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.